Greetings, nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Loreccraft, Zonecraft, Swamp of Sorrows edition. Originally, the Swamp of Sorrows was the northern part of an enormous swampland called the Black Morass. After the fall of the Gurubashi Empire, a renegade faction of trolls, the Atal-I, fled into the swamp and built a large temple, the Temple of Atal-Hakar. Zera of the Green Dragonflight learned of their evil plans, drowned the temple into the largest bog, and sent several members of her flight to guard the ruins. Years later, in the southern part of the morass, the dark portal was opened and the horde invaded the area. The orcs built two settlements in the Swamp of Sorrows, Rockard and Stoneard. These towns, and later Blackrock Spire farther north, were the Horde's main bases during the First War against the humans. During the war, Rockard was destroyed and Stoneard was severely damaged. With the implosion of the Dark Portal during the Second War, the southern part of the morass was separated and transformed into the barren blasted lands. The implosion left some groups of Draenei on Azeroth, forever changed by the disaster. Most of them went mad from homesickness and the separation from their land, transforming into the hostile Lost Ones. A small group calling themselves Broken Exiles managed to escape that fate and struggle along. The northern part of the Black Morass is now called the Swamp of Sorrows, and the southern part is the Blasted Lands. After the war chief, Thrall, assumed command of the Horde, the old outpost of Stoneard was rebuilt by the orcs to its former glory. Researchers have come to study and exploit ancient magical artifacts, as well as the abundant flora and fauna of the swamp. After the crash of the Exodar, some Draenei arrived to help their broken cousins, but they decided to stay neutral towards the Horde and remain in the Swamp of Sorrows. Geography of the Swamp of Sorrows. The swamp is aptly named, as water from the ocean estuary encrusts fallen logs and rocks with salt deposits. The road rises mere inches from the water, painstakingly built to allow travel through the wretched area. This stagnant land is made worse by the jaguars, the hulking bog beasts, and the crocolisks, many-toothed beasts that lurk at the water's edge, waiting for travellers. The Swamp of Sorrows contains no raid dungeons or battlegrounds. The Temple of Atal-Hakar, also known as the Sunken Temple, is an instance dungeon for adventurers level 50 to 56 and can be found in the eastern part of the zone. Sorrowmurk, east of the Sunken Temple, is a micro-dungeon full of elite dragon spawn. The Orc outpost Stoneard can also be found in this zone and is a Horde travel hub, their nearest one to the Dark Portal, and the location of the Master Alchemist Trainer. Harborage is a small village of Draenei Broken who deal with both the Horde and the Alliance. Although the Alliance has no travel hub in this zone, both Darkshire and Netherguard Keep are valuable alternatives, as their locations lets one run to the swamp without encountering any enemies on the way. Notable characters and quests. Swamp of Sorrows is home to several characters of note. At Stoneard, Fel Zerul seeks aid in the battle against the Atal-I. Near the entrance to the Blasted Lands, the fallen hero of the Horde attempts to cleanse the corruption that stems from a grand demon to the south and southeast of Stone Splinter Junction. Watcher Biggs sends bold adventurers into the swamp in search of his lost shipment. At the harbourage in the northwest, Anchorite Avun studies the lost ones of Fallow Sanctuary in hopes of curing their condition. Quests in the Swamp of Sorrows are few and far between, stretched out across level 35 to 55. A few quests in this zone lead to the Temple of Atal-Hakar and so merit a visit. For the most part, however, this zone is seldom seen as a prime questing area. Thank you for watching, and as always remember, play to game and game to play.